you know, there's, I mean, so much of it is really just a psychological component in terms of, you know, expecting success and feeling that you worked hard enough to deserve it. And, you know, we think that you know, there's no question we're going to have success at the University of Rhode Island, you know, and be a force to be reckoned with, because we think we're selling a great product. I mean, I think if you look at, you know, our school, our location, and so many things inherently that we have going for us, you know, we're going to be able to attract quality student athletes to the University of Rhode Island. You know, and now it's a matter of, you know, one of the things that makes basketball and football so different. Basketball, you can get good in a hurry because it's 2 or 3 kids. You know, football, it takes 3 classes, 4 classes to make that type of significant improvement. And, you know, and so it's a matter of, you know, getting the kids that are in your program, you know, as veterans to believe that they're entitled to success and that they deserve it, and also continuing to recruit quality players and always looking to upgrade and get the best players you can possibly get in your program. So, you know, I think year 2 of the transition, I think the expectation that the kids have of themselves has changed dramatically, and it's kind of, you know, it's been imposed really from within the group more than it has from a coach saying, you know, we can do this, we can do this. I think there's a sense among the players in the program right now that, you know, looking at some of the games that we, you know, that we played fairly well last year, but you know, found a way to lose it, as all teams that aren't very mature do. You know, I think there's a sense in our players right now that we're not that far away, and that we can take a tremendous step forward this year. Oh, he's going to be a big part of what we're doing. I mean, he's, you know, you love guys like Joe because he's so weathered and such a tough, like, throwback type of guy that there's no burden that he's going to shy away from. And even though we were a young team last year, losing him in the opener really you know, kind of was a major blow for us, especially when you have a guy that's bringing all those intangibles to the table: a work ethic, a toughness, a hardness, a passion for the game. You know, he was going to be a big part of what we were doing last year, and then having lost him for the next 11.5 games, I mean, was something that a young team really, quite frankly, wasn't able to overcome. You know, and I think now he's coming back. He's going to be healthy, and he's all Joe is he's just a 100% football player. There's guys that may test better than him, you know, but at the end of the day, he's gonna be very productive when the ball's in his hands, and more important than that, he's going to make the guys around him better. You know, which is going to be a big plus for us. Well, you know, I think you know, and I told our kids that it only is a positive if there's growth there. You know, so I mean, you know, the reality is we were a 3-9 team. You know, and 1,000 times 0 is still 0. You know, and unless, you know, one of our themes in the off season has been, what are we doing to bridge the gap? You know, are we getting better? And I firmly believe this. I mean, in my time in the league, if you looked at teams, everybody recruits pretty solid players. I think the teams that separate themselves from the middle of the pack and become elite are teams that develop the kids once they're there. You know, and I firmly believe, you know, are you getting, you know, are you making incremental improvement over the course of a 4 or 5 year career? And teams that have success are doing that. Teams that have success, you know, when I was at Villanova in the good years, it was, you know, you take a 245-pound offensive lineman, and in a year and a half he's 260 pounds, in a year and a half he's, you know, 290 pounds, and then he's a 300-pound All-American. So, you know, the challenge for us is just, you know, continuing to recruit quality players and also to develop them when they're there. So, yeah, there were times last year where we did some great things on defense, finished on the high note against Northeastern on the road last year, but we gotta make improvement, and sometimes improvement comes from within, and sometimes improvement comes in the form of a good player that you've recruited. You know, but the B is on our kids' back in terms of getting, what are you doing to develop, what are you doing to get better? And the old adage, if I'm not getting better, I'm getting worse, because everyone around me is getting better. So you know, it's definitely a positive, because, you know, there's nothing like the X factor of experience, but, you know, we got to get better, you know, certainly at a faster rate than some of the teams we play, or you're looking at the same, you know, the same result. Everybody but one guy is still here.
Okay.
So you know, when I left, Rob Nevisor was elevated to defense coordinator. Rob was with Casey Keeler at Delaware for a number of years. Outstanding football coach. Chris Pinson's our offensive coordinator, who came from Holy Cross the year before, is still our offensive coordinator. Eddie Allen, our special teams coordinator. So there's been tremendous continuity in that respect. We did lose one coach, but you know, other than that, I think to me, you know, there's tremendous familiarity. Obviously, you know, Darren was his own guy, and he was a special personality and a special coach, and you know, there's going to be a different flavor to our team just because I have to, you know, I have to be true to myself and be my own person. So there's going to be maybe some different things stylistically or you know, little nuances, but you know, for the most part, you know, we were all part of the transition, and you know, I do feel that we're poised to take a next step.